I work on the European school in Karlsruhe, and this is my school. And my subject there is mathematics. Now, I don't know what happens in your head when I say this, but when I meet new people and I tell them I'm a mathematical teacher, a math teacher, they always say, oh, math, it was so difficult. That was not for me. So somehow the world, all the math teachers together, convinced apparently the other people math was not for them. Which illustrates my point, which was already made also this morning during the general conference, that we also need to look at the human part, and that learning is an emotional process. I would like to answer the question in my presentation, is it possible to influence these emotions, and by influencing these emotions to manage motivation? Now, if you are talking about emotions and motivation, you of course are talking about psychology. And since I didn't want to follow hypes, I thought I would really like to have a solid psychological model on this, and I ended up with the self-determination theory from Ed Dacey and Richard Ryan. And why did I choose this theory? Well, it is a tried and tested theory. They did a lot of experiments to support it. It's multicultural, and it is relatively easy to apply to daily practice. Now, of course, it is impossible to present to you the entire theory, so I'll focus on one specific item from this theory, which says that if you want to enhance the quality of motivation, the quality, I mean the intrinsic quality of motivation, you have to do this by meeting three basic psychological needs. And these needs are the need for competence. You want to feel competent in what you do, and that's helping you to be engaged. The need for relatedness, and the need for autonomy, which does not mean that you can do whatever you want. Now, this is really very simple, three things. And how did I apply it? Now, I do at the moment this online course in advanced mathematics between my school, European school in Karlsruhe, with the European school in Bergen in the Netherlands. And what we did the last few months was the set theory of Georg Cantor, a really very abstract theory, great stuff. And at some point I was giving this presentation, and in my earphone I heard this. And then you have a problem. What do you do?
Hello.
The point was, I could have stopped the presentation and say to this girl, look, I've been working really hard, you know, and now you do this to me. But the point is, if you want to engage people, you cannot do it by force or by manipulation. Okay? So what I did is I took my loss, finished my presentation, went home, and had a good look at these three principles. Where did I go wrong? Where could I improve? Didn't I satisfy the need for autonomy? Well, they were autonomous enough to fall asleep, so I think that wasn't not the case. Was it a need for competence, or was it a need for relatedness? And where do you start? Because you can't do everything at the same time. So I decided to reverse the order and start on relatedness. So the next lesson we had, I said, okay, take a Word document and write a short evaluation of our course, pros and cons, and upload it to our platform, and you've got things like this. And of course they had to comment on each other's evaluations, and you see it also from the responses, if you can read it. All of a sudden the atmosphere in my group completely changed. It was like spring has started. Okay? if you win one battle, it doesn't mean you have won the war. So you have to reinforce these needs every lesson basically. And another tool I use very often is feedback. Okay? Now feedback is powerful. It can be powerful also in a negative way. If you use it in a way that students feel forced into a certain kind of behavior, you lose them. Okay? So what did I do is I simply took an Excel table. In the columns you have the sections of the chapter, and I simply entered the uploaded work from my students. And manipulated a little bit. If it's green, it's okay. If it's yellow, it's so-so. And I could, of course, have chosen to make the white cells where they didn't upload anything red, but I thought it was a little bit over the top. And I presented it to them and say, okay, this is unacceptable, especially the lower two. Okay? So I give you 2 days, and then you have to resolve this for yourself, respecting their autonomy, but giving them a structure at the same time. Okay? And that's how you see how these things have to work together, these needs, because the magic is in the mix. Now, my next and last point is that there's more to life than online courses, like, for instance, implementation of innovations. It really depends on your situation, in which order you would like to look at these needs. I can imagine that if you are working in a company with adult people, that it is very important to respect their autonomy and to explain to them why it makes sense to take part in an innovation like this. My personal experience is that if you try to implement innovations in school, the first question is really about competence. A few years ago we implemented an online absentee registration, and this was really the first question I addressed in my presentation, that it was really easy to do. In fact, I was already finished with my demonstration before people knew it. And this really helped them to take the first step. And then, of course, you need to tell them, of course, if there are questions or if you need help, you can always come to me, relatedness. And also showing them that also they had some advantages by using this system. Now, the last point I would like to show you is zooming in on this competence, and I brought something to demonstrate this. In the Netherlands, it's almost Sinterklaas, so. Now, I bought this on the Bed Show 2 years ago. It's a tablet, and you simply can connect it to your computer over USB. It's real paper, and you write on it with a pen, with a little battery in it. And what you write turns up your monitor in real time. And if you add a beamer to it, it's on the screen as well. And this was a very popular tool actually for me and my students, because I was sitting facing the class, writing like I always could do on my paper. They could see it on the screen, and at the end of the class I could print it out, give it to them to take home, or put it as a PDF on some kind of platform. Another way I did use this is making screencasts, because I tried first the tablet from Wacom, the bamboo tablet, but it didn't feel as natural as simply writing on paper. So, in fact, what you see here is 3 months of teaching. Now, in the end, you have this simple tool of these 3 basic needs. And they really help me to evaluate and to reflect on what I'm doing. And that's why I thought I give a presentation about this. Now, indeed, well, we have a bit of time, but I need to run to get my train. So if you would like to comment on this, please write me on my email address ef.rozengaardebisschop@gmail.com. Slides are also on SlideShare. Okay? So you're most welcome to comment there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? I didn't get the name of the manufacturer of that tablet because that's worth its gold.
It's acecat.com.taiwan. Yes.
So more an observation. The fact that you were writing on your tablet but facing the class rather than writing on a blackboard or back to the class must have had a powerful impact as well.
Yes. Yeah, it really helps. Yeah.
It seems to me that that tablet can work in chemistry, it can work in just about anything.
Yeah.
And please.
When you write a solution to a certain problem,
Yeah.
On your tablet, is it like, could you show it like a movie? Or does it just show the complete?
Yeah. It only shows you the end result in the end.
Okay.
If you want to make a movie, I would recommend the LiveScribe pen.
LiveScribe.
LiveScribe, which really works as well. I presented this last year, and I use this on Facebook, for instance, using Facebook to communicate with my students.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think mathematics teachers are the brightest of the world.
Thank you.
And we've had a wonderful lecture which showed where one could go from a snooze into getting an interesting and interactive class. Thank you very much.